We all know the feeling. A burst of energy, a new idea, a desire for change. This is motivation, the spark that ignites action. It's the driving force that pushes us to begin, whether it's a new project, a fitness goal, or learning a new skill. Motivation often stems from a desire for a better future. We envision the end goal, a healthier body, a successful career, a more fulfilling life, and that vision fuels our initial steps. It's the excitement of the new, the anticipation of progress, that makes starting so appealing. But as we all know, starting is the easy part. The real challenge lies in maintaining that initial enthusiasm, in pushing through when the excitement fades and the work becomes challenging. This is where motivation often falters, leaving us with unfinished projects and unrealized dreams. Understanding the psychology of motivation, why it surges and why it wanes, is crucial for bridging the gap between starting and finishing. It's about harnessing the power of initial enthusiasm while building strategies to sustain momentum over the long haul. We start with the best of intentions, full of energy and optimism, but slowly, almost imperceptibly, that initial motivation begins to dwindle. The finish line, once seemingly close, feels miles away. This is the common experience of the motivation fade. One reason for this fade is the novelty effect. Our brains are wired to seek novelty. When we start something new, it's exciting and engaging, but as the novelty wears off, our brains naturally begin to crave new stimulation. Another factor is the difficulty effect. When we first embark on a goal, we often underestimate the effort required. As we encounter obstacles and setbacks, our initial enthusiasm can wane. The task feels harder than we anticipated, and we're tempted to give up. Furthermore, our brains are wired for instant gratification. We're naturally drawn to activities that provide immediate rewards, while long-term goals often require sustained effort, with delayed gratification. This mismatch between our innate wiring and the demands of long-term goals can sabotage our motivation. Understanding these psychological tendencies is the first step to overcoming the motivation fade. By recognizing these patterns, we can develop strategies to combat them and build more sustainable motivation. Procrastination. The word itself can evoke feelings of guilt, shame, and frustration. It's the act of delaying or postponing a task, even when we know it needs to be done. But procrastination is often more than just laziness or poor time management. It's often a symptom of deeper psychological barriers.
Fear of failure is a major culprit. We may avoid starting or completing a task because we're afraid of not measuring up, of disappointing ourselves or others. This fear can paralyze us, leading to procrastination. Perfectionism is another common driver. We may strive for unattainable standards, believing our work must be flawless before we can share it with the world. This relentless pursuit of perfection can lead to procrastination as we become overwhelmed by the pressure to perform at such a high level. Lack of clarity can also contribute to procrastination. If a task feels overwhelming or we're unsure where to start, we may avoid it altogether. This uncertainty can create a sense of inertia, making it difficult to initiate action.
By identifying the root causes of our procrastination, we can begin to address these underlying issues. Overcoming procrastination isn't just about managing our time, it's about managing our emotions and beliefs. Procrastination isn't an unbeatable foe. By implementing evidence-based strategies, we can break free from its grip and regain control of our actions.
One powerful technique is task decomposition. Break down large, overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes the task feel less daunting and allows you to experience a sense of progress as you complete each step. Another effective strategy is time boxing. Schedule dedicated blocks of time in your calendar specifically for working on the task you tend to procrastinate on. This creates a sense of commitment and reduces the likelihood of getting sidetracked. The Pomodoro technique is another valuable tool. Work on the task for a focused 25-minute interval, followed by a short 5-minute break. Repeat this cycle 4 times, then take a longer break. This method leverages the power of focused work sessions with built-in breaks to prevent burnout.
By implementing these strategies, you can overcome the inertia of procrastination and start building momentum towards your goals.
You know, one of the biggest barriers to taking action is just the friction of starting. It's like, we often overestimate the effort it takes to begin, and honestly, that's where procrastination sneaks in.
The 2-minute rule is a simple yet powerful strategy to overcome this initial resistance.
Yeah, and the rule is super straightforward. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to do, just do it now. It could be something as small as responding to an email, putting away a dish, or jotting down a quick thought.
The beauty of this rule lies in its simplicity.
Right, by focusing on taking immediate action, even for those tiny tasks, you actually create this sense of momentum. And that momentum, it can totally snowball into bigger accomplishments.
Furthermore, the 2-minute rule helps break the cycle of procrastination.
Exactly. By consistently taking action, you're kind of rewiring your brain, you know? You start associating starting with ease instead of resistance.
This shift in mindset can have a profound impact on your productivity and motivation. Section 6. Habit Power. Consistency as the motivation machine. Motivation is often viewed as something we need to find or summon. But what if motivation isn't the starting point but rather the byproduct of consistent action? This is where the power of habits comes in. Habits are behaviors that have become automated through repetition. They're the actions we perform without much conscious thought, like brushing our teeth or driving a car. When we turn desired behaviors into habits, we reduce our reliance on willpower and motivation. Start by identifying the key habits that will contribute to your goals. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, focus on building the habit of going to the gym 3 times a week. Or if you want to write a book, make it a habit to write for 30 minutes each day. Once you've identified your target habits, focus on making them, easy to start and repeat. Use the 2-minute rule to initiate the behavior and track your progress to stay accountable. Consistency is key. The more you repeat a behavior, the stronger the habit becomes. Over time, these small, consistent actions will compound into significant results. You'll find that motivation becomes less of a struggle as you experience the positive feedback loop of progress and achievement. Section 7. Designing your environment for success. Our environment plays a crucial role in shaping our behaviors. If your surroundings are cluttered and distracting, it's no surprise if you struggle to focus and stay motivated. By strategically designing your environment, you can create an atmosphere that supports your goals and promotes productivity.
Start by decluttering your workspace. A clean and organized environment reduces visual distractions and promotes a sense of calm and focus. Keep only essential items within reach and put away anything that might tempt you to procrastinate. Next, optimize your digital environment. Unsubscribe from distracting email lists, silence unnecessary notifications, and use website blockers to limit your time on unproductive websites. And hey, don't forget about your social environment. Surround yourself with people who support your goals and inspire you to be your best self. Their positive influence can provide motivation and accountability.
Remember, your environment should act as a tailwind, not a headwind. By consciously designing your surroundings to support your goals, you create an environment that makes it easier to stay motivated and on track. Section 8. Celebrating small wins. Fueling the motivation engine. In our pursuit of large goals, we often overlook the importance of celebrating small wins. These seemingly insignificant victories provide a valuable source of motivation and encouragement, fueling our drive to keep going.
When you achieve a milestone, no matter how small, take the time to acknowledge and appreciate your effort. This could be as simple as taking a break to savor your accomplishment, sharing your progress with a friend, or rewarding yourself with something you enjoy.
Celebrating small wins reinforces positive behaviors and helps create a positive feedback loop. When you experience the satisfaction of accomplishment, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This surge of dopamine strengthens the neural pathways associated with the behavior, making it more likely you'll repeat it in the future.
Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. By celebrating each step along the way, you maintain your enthusiasm and motivation for the long journey ahead.
Section 9. The journey of motivation. A marathon, not a sprint. Motivation is not a destination, it's a journey. There will be days when you're brimming with enthusiasm and days when you feel like giving up. The key is to remember that motivation is not a constant state. It ebbs and flows like the tide. Instead of waiting for motivation to strike, focus on building systems and habits that support your goals. Design your environment for success, break down large tasks into smaller steps, and celebrate your progress along the way. Remember, consistency is key. Just as a sculptor chips away at a block of stone day after day, your consistent efforts will shape your desired outcomes. Embrace the journey with all its ups and downs and trust that with persistence and dedication, you will achieve your goals. The path to success is not always linear. There will be detours, roadblocks, and setbacks along the way. But it's in navigating these challenges that we grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable. Embrace the journey, learn from your experiences, and never stop striving towards your full potential.